All right, fam, let's get right into it. We got an update on D.C. crime. We got an update on federal troops, the National Guard, FBI, DEA, Homeland Security being here in D.C. and how they're doing this crime surge. Mayor Muriel Bowser's response to it, she seems to be going along with it.
Our North Star is protecting home rule and the district's autonomy in all things, especially during this last 8 months, where it has been clear that our autonomy has kind of been in the crosshairs. That's our North Star. Since the beginning of this federal surge of officers, it has always been my focus on, we didn't ask for any federal officers, we're driving crime down, but while they're here, how can we most strategically use them to accelerate the work that MPD has done? So that's our point. The next point is, how do we exit from this emergency that the president declared? We know what the law says. He can declare it for just about anything. It runs 30 days unless the Congress stops it. And so what we communicated yesterday was the structure that I am putting in place, an emergency operations center that has 4 work streams that prepares the district to either request more or different federal law enforcement or receive the services of federal law enforcement in a way that enhances what MPD is already doing under the control of the chief.
Now, what does this mean? Does this sound to you like Mayor Muriel Bowser is going along with Trump? Is she rocking with him or not? Now, remember, she tried to stiff arm him at first. She went to the courts. She tried to back him up. She couldn't. D.C. is federal land, meaning it's under the purview of the federal government, which Trump is the CEO of the federal government. So what much she could do? Guess she could continue to fight back. Then she looked like Brandon Johnson. Nobody wants to look like Brandon Johnson. No good alternatives for her. But let's take a look at Donald Trump's response.
Please.
Mr. President, as you're calling on Democratic leaders across the country to work with you on crime, do you see your efforts here in D.C., including, for example, working with Mayor Bowser here as a model for bringing more bipartisanship in matters not only with crime, but also issues that matter to everyday American people's lives?
So Mayor Bowser's been great. She could have taken the thing, oh, well, and then after I clean it up, they'll take credit for it. You know what they do is they take credit like we.
So he's loving it. At a press conference, he said, Mayor Muriel Bowser has been great. Then he said a bunch of other things that had nothing at all to do with Mayor Muriel Bowser. So people say that Donald Trump is missing a step, that he's not himself. And those people need to take a look at this clip because this clip sounds just like him. This is Trump all day, every day. Ain't shit changed. Self-centered, winding stories, and patting himself on the back. Trump. But I want you to notice that Trump said she could have tried to fight him, but she didn't. Even he admits that she could have tried to fight. So, I don't know. Democrats are probably coming for her at this moment. There are those people that are being critics of what's been happening in D.C., and rightly so. But some of them have gone way too far. They jumped the shark, and they made this about something that it isn't. They're comparing Trump to Biden's like 91 and 94 crime bills. Let's be clear, fam. There's no correlation between the executive order that Trump put out that brought in the National Guard, the FBI, the DEA, Homeland Security into the district, and Joe Biden and Clinton's 91 and 94 crime bills. In the 91 and 94 crime bills, rewrote the U.S. Criminal Code. They expanded the death penalty in hardwired mass incarceration across the entire nation. Trump wrote an executive order for the District of Columbia. Number 2, the 94 bill paid states to build prisons. Trump's not building prisons in D.C. Added 100,000 cops and rolled out 3 strikes laws that penalized and devastated black communities all over the country. I think some people are just so busy being political operatives, working for the Democrats or working for the Republicans or working against Republicans, that they really are not giving unbiased, informative points of view. Instead, they're jumping on their soapboxes and giving you the talking points from their party. Get out of the way of the people. Stop lying to the people. Stop trying to scare the people. America lived through the 91-94 crime bills and the mass incarceration that came from those. This, totally different animal. You don't gotta like this. You don't have to like it, but let's not compare the two. This right here is not that. If you want to critique Trump, fine. Do it. Say the guy overreached. Say he's overreaching by getting involved in D.C. Say he's meddling. Say he's being a micromanaging jackass. But do not say that this is anywhere related to the mass incarceration that we've seen in this country. And to do so is a disrespect to all the brothers and sisters that suffered due to that mass incarceration. Because that ain't this. This is not that, and that is not this. And you're not being honest. Now, let's talk about these numbers, Johnson. People say, oh, the numbers are down, the numbers are down, the numbers are down. So why is Trump doing this? Well, Trump is doing this for political purposes. I don't think he's doing this because he's just got such a big heart. But let's be clear here. D.C. is so small, right? Per capita, when you look at as much crime as it has, the crime rate is effectively larger than New York and in L.A. In 2024, 87 fewer people were killed compared to 2023. Yes, the numbers are higher than they should be, but there were less deaths. Less deaths means good. Doesn't mean great, because it should have been even less or lesser deaths. No deaths would be optimal, right? Okay. So it depends on how you want to look at this. And once again, hey, people telling you that there's less deaths in D.C. doesn't mean much when you lose a loved one in D.C. There was a poll done, okay? In this poll, the Washington Post Shar School poll last month found 79% of D.C. residents oppose the federal takeover and National Guard deployment. Only 17% support it. I think people don't even like the ring of National Guard. They don't like the ring of feeling like people are going to war, that we're going to war in our own country against our own citizens. I think people have a problem with that, a sticking point for them with that, right? Yeah, people probably want crime to go down. If it wasn't National Guard, maybe it would be different. Maybe the FBI, the DEA, maybe that'd be different, but National Guard, not so much. Okay, so I believe that's the sticking point. And among people who actually saw federal law enforcement in action, 61% said they feel less safe. Only 17% support it. It appears to me that D.C. residents don't like seeing these federal law enforcement in their city. Feds are bragging about lower numbers, and so are a lot of people online, but there are people in D.C. who say the trust is broke. They don't trust what's going on here. And that's why it's so confusing, because I'll see a clip like this and it'll get you thinking that people want this to happen.
All right, so, I need help with something, right? Because I talk about this all the time. I talk about how in urban cities across America, right, we have these cities that have, murder rates that 2 and 3 and 4 and 500 murders every single year, right? Whether you're talking about Philly, Chicago, Memphis, Detroit, DC, right? And right now in DC, right? DC is a city that's a majority black city, nicknamed Chocolate City, right? Black people die there on a regular basis, right? There hasn't been a murder there in 2 weeks. And I can't find one liberal or one so-called pro-black that's happy about it.
Ho, I'm happy about it. I support this. I just want more. I want this, but I also want that. We can get with this and we can get with that. I want some wraparound services. I want somewhere for them kids to go when they get out of school if their parents are at work, or if they have a single mom or a single dad and someone's not there for whatever reason. I want that to be there. I want that structure to be in place. I want people to get support. If you got to help families. Helping families helps kids, and helping kids helps families. And that helps the crime rate go down. It ain't flashy. It's not going to be a bunch of news reports. You're not going to get a bunch of positive ink for your party, but it'll help people. But nah, I agree with you. Less bodies in the morgue, good thing. And you're right. It's hard to get a progressive to say that. But see, I'm not a progressive. I'm just Tim Black.
I don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will. Why the is people that's not from the city saying DC's not that bad? Why is it from Denver, Colorado saying DC's not that bad and Trump is just trying to be a dictator? Gang, DC is like Gotham City, bruh. Like, y'all do not know. Y'all out of towners, Mo. Mind y'all business, bruh. 4 infants got killed in a month.
Yeah, I can only find evidence of 2. And that sounds bad, doesn't it? To say 2, only 2 babies got killed.
This shootings every day. Contact is every day. The city is wild right now, bruh. And it might say it's the lowest it's ever been. That's because it's not getting caught. There's so much shit going on.
He's right about that. Now this, I will vouch for him. Everybody doesn't report when they're the victim of crime. Particularly when you pretty much figure cops aren't going to do anything anyway. Thefts, robberies, assaults, some of those probably don't even get reported. In fact, we know they don't get reported. So I think we got 2 things. We got people toting the line of the Democratic Party talking points. They don't want to give Trump a win, but I don't see it as a win for Trump. I see it as a win for the people if the people have less stress in their lives. You want to feel safe or you want to be safer? Feel safe or be safer, DC. I don't know if you get to choose both. I saw videos that they were saying that the troops aren't even everywhere. There are parts of Washington, D.C., Southeast D.C., on the south side that aren't getting the same attention Georgetown and DuPont Circle are, or Union Station. Wow, surprise, surprise. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. In the climate that we are politically, that if there was so much overreach being done by these federal troops, it would be documented. We'd be seeing it on the news every day. So you mean to tell me you want me to believe that there are cops in D.C. or federal law enforcement in D.C. that aren't D.C., that are beating up citizens, that are manhandling and body slamming citizens and are not being reported to the media? And you also want me to believe that no one's got a smartphone, no one's filming it, no one's taking selfies, no one's uploading it to TikTok and X and YouTube when they can make money off of that? See, I got to question how sincere you are about getting the truth out there. Yeah, I know it's a lot of people that don't live here in D.C. I'm in Maryland, but my brother, he's 20 minutes from me in D.C. He lives in D.C., he works in D.C., and you know what? He's happy. He's happy that there are more law enforcement on the streets. He feels better. He works for Metro, and he says, we needed this. This is a benefit. Some of the young people are out of control, and there's nothing you can do with them. So I'm being educated just like you're being educated. In fact, he gave me an earful. We talked for quite some time about what he's seeing. Now, they got these checkpoints where they mess with people. They pull you over. They check you for tinted windows. Checking if you got insurance. Yeah, I seen some poor use of National Guards cleaning up parks and what have you around D.C. And that's a waste of taxpayer money, but I'm not hearing about people getting beat up by these law enforcement personnel or shootings or brutality taking place. What I'm hearing mostly what I'm hearing is positive. D.C. is very blue. If it's good or not, we're going to have people in D.C. not like it. just because they're programmed, anything Trump does, to reject it. And sometimes for good reason. Sometimes not. You get less trust in your D.C. government. You don't know what Mayor Bowers is going to do tomorrow, and you didn't expect her to do this. It wasn't in your bingo card. But if there's less bodies, if there's less assaults and rapes and carjackings, is it worth it? And if Trump gives more resources to the D.C. area, to the city, is that a win? And if that's not a win, is going back to the way things were before this a win? And if it's a win, is it a win for the people of D.C. or is it a win for the Democratic Party coming up into the midterms? Let me know what you think, Wolfpack. This, I gotta hear it. I'm Tim Black. I see you tonight, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Tim Black Show. Wolfpack.
The Tim Black Show streams Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wolfpack.